Morning, everyone. Quite a turnout we have here, so thank you very much for joining. Please feel free to leave any questions that you have in the Q&A box in the panel there, or feel free to reach out to us after the webinar. So as most or at least all of you know, my name is Dylan. I'm Head of Vendor Engagement here at CRS. I've been in the cybersecurity space for close to a decade. And I've been working with IBM for a number of those years. I've quite a decent amount of experience in various ranges such as sales, logistics, vendor engagement, and then some. Pretty well versed in the cybersecurity space, especially with the cyber vendors in South Africa, and I understand the market here very, very well. So before we get started with the agenda, let me give a quick word of thanks to Team CRS, Ralph DeBrain, our Head of Training Operations. Phenomenal job to you and your team for setting the session up. Tristan Govender for your participation, your slide building, and all the other stuff that you guys have been doing to make this happen. You know, us as attendees don't always realize the blood, sweat, and tears that go into days like today. So kudos to you guys. Most of all, though, let me thank you, our loyal customers, for the support as well as for attending today. It goes a lot further than what you actually realize. So that being said, I'll be covering a little bit about who we are and what it is we generally like to accomplish here at CRS. I'll also cover the different IBM training categories and how the modalities work. And then we'll move over to the real meaty stuff. So I'll hand over to Mr. Govender, who will dive a little deeper into what the Reactor and the Guardium modules cover. Then back to me for some light info on some of the other security courses that we offer. Then into the Q&A and some prize giving. So just on that note, guys, really keep your ears peeled because there will be some lucrative giveaways at the end. So let's just take a brief look at who we are. CRS is a cybersecurity distributor and an authorized IBM training center. Our head office is based in Centurion, South Africa. For those guys who are attending from the rest of Africa, I see there's quite a lot of you, so thank you very much for joining. We also have training centers in Centurion, Midrand, and Cape Town, and we pretty much operate through SADC as well as English-speaking Africa with regards to IBM training, although we've completed training for companies based out of Europe, Asia, USA, and French, and Portuguese-speaking Africa as well. So it's not like we just closed off, but our focus area is actually just the English-speaking, as well as SADC. So basically, our training will allow your organization to incorporate industry experts in terms of our trainers, ensure that your organization always has the right people working on your work. And then we're also able to assist our partners with the installation and configuration of IBM hardware and software. And what we've got is close to 20 years of experience in the training field. And also what we do is distribute world-class cybersecurity solutions to ensure that your network is always secure and automated. We offer the full portfolio of IBM courses, averaging around 700 courses in the security space, the analytics, IoT, cloud, and pretty much everything else that comes with IBM. You can actually feel free to visit our website for a full list of courses as well as all of the categories that we offer, guaranteed to blow your mind. We definitely aim to turn your vision into reality. So let me briefly discuss some of, or actually all of our categories. Analytics training. So this training will allow your business to uncover opportunities in all types of data from a variety of sources within and beyond your organization. Training in this aspect will actually help you turn insight gained from all this data that you have into action more efficiently. So it doesn't just help you have this data and look at it and do nothing with it. We need to actually use this data to create actions and processes for ourselves. You know? So moving on to cloud training. So this can be utilized to unlock the value of the cloud services to your business and grow that service efficiently. And we actually cover an immense amount of courses in cloud. So please feel free to check that out or reach out to us if you require any information around that. IBM Watson Health. So this training would allow the use of advanced technologies such as AI to deliver actionable insights that can help you free up time, identify inefficiencies, and pretty much improve population health. So it helps you to extract value from your data, like I said earlier. However, it still probably doesn't know how to pour a whiskey, but it's a very important tool nevertheless. Then we have IBM Watson, which allows your organization to engage a competitive advantage through the use of AI again. So Watson provides insights to predict and shape outcomes to infuse intelligence into your workflows. Again, can't pour a whiskey or a tequila just yet, but I think we're on our way there. Moving over to IoT. So look, guys, understanding how IoT works, to use it to your advantage through our training will actually streamline your life and the processes of your business. So it is very important training, and we see a huge uptake in that as well. And then moving to industry training. So this relates to Industry 4.0, or also known as the Fourth Industrial Revolution. And it would show us how to optimize our people, our processes, our equipment, and how to adapt all of these things to extraordinary situations. And this type of training has actually seen a 15% decrease in unplanned downtime for those who understand and actually implement it into processes. Then we have IBM Systems, which provides an IT infrastructure that maintains service quality and availability in mission-critical environments. So a mission-critical environment would be your hosting environments, which is integral to the consistent and reliable running of a data center. So this mostly includes servers, but also keep in mind that data centers need to maintain other elements as well. So there are other unknowns that may be a danger to reliability and uptime, and we know that there cannot be downtime in data centers, or we have a problem. So IBM Power Systems and Storage is built for the most demanding data-intensive computing on Earth. So it stands in good stead. The Power Systems servers help your clients to unleash insights from their data pipeline while providing industry-leading reliability and obviously security. Cool. So speaking of security, this is one we've all been waiting for, and the one we actually here for today. So security training would generally, or actually always, relate to the constant enhancement of security on your network, as well as your databases that will give you peace of mind that your network and your data is actually always secure. We offer training for the Rolls-Royce of SIEM solutions, which is Curator. We also offer training for other security solutions such as Guardium, access management, identity governance, and administration, all of which will be elaborated shortly by Tristan Govender. A quick overview of how we are able to deliver training. So we have 4 modalities that cater to the current environment of the pandemic and general move towards your remote working and learning, as I'm pretty sure everyone's become quite accustomed to. So we have instructor-led courses. What this relates to is, or what this actually is classroom-based teaching, which is your traditional type of training at a set place and time with other students. Instructor leads the class, motivates and guides students with slides. And then we have instructor-led online, or ILO. This is also instructor-led, except it is based online with the convenience of having training delivered onto your PC. So it's delivered over WebEx with hands-on labs. It's definitely ideal for those globally dispersed audiences. So for example, you can have guys sitting in East Africa and West Africa, as well as Joburg, Cape Town, Port Elizabeth, all on the same course at the same time. We then move to web-based training, or WBTs, which consists of a mix of multimedia and interactive labs and courses, or course material rather, and this is presented in an online format. And then we have a very popular one called SPVC, or self-paced virtual classroom. These courses are obviously self-paced, as the name implies. It's the same content as your traditional classroom training, but it's flexible training. And what it does is it allows participants to master skills via online classes that fit their schedules and not everybody else's schedules. It consists of online reading assignments, multimedia presentations and demonstrations, and it also provides students with access to hands-on labs and complete assignments using actual solutions. And it's ideal for those guys who prefer to learn on their own with a whiskey or just a Coke in their hand, We're in partnership with a company called Arrow ECS. Arrow ECS is one of IBM's global training providers, or better known as GTPs. So what this does is allows for CRS to leverage the award-winning IBM technical training content that is exclusive to the GTPs, as well as other services such as troubleshooting for IBM technology, the hardware, the software, as well as the storage. As mentioned earlier, we are able to provide training through English-speaking Africa as well as SADC, though we do cover pretty much everywhere else, as I mentioned. So without further ado, let's get into what we're actually here for. Tristan Govender, who will be going deep into what IBM Security Training covers. Over to you, Mr. Govender.
Thanks for that, Dylan. As mentioned, my name is Tristan Govender, and I'm a technical account specialist here at CRS. I'm just going to get further into exactly what IBM training entails and how we're able to use it to enhance our jobs and even motivate some of you to upskill in the technologies. So the products that we looked at when we discussed IBM security training is IBM QRadar, IBM Guardium, IBM Access Management, and Identity Governance and Administration. So kicking off with IBM QRadar, this is a world-class SIM solution that provides deep visibility into network, user, and application activity. It provides collection, normalization, correlation, and secure storage of events, flows, asset profiles, and vulnerabilities. QRadar SIM classifies suspected attacks and policy violations as offenses. When we discuss QRadar, there are two different courses. So there's IBM QRadar SIM Foundations and IBM QRadar SIM Advanced Topics. QRadar SIM Foundations is a 3-day course, and Advanced Topic is a 2-day course. Taking SIM Foundations will prepare you for two certifications, which is Fundamental Analysis and Fundamental Administration. Taking the Advanced Topics will help you to prepare for SIM deployment. We at Cyber Retaliator Solutions assist you in reaching these certifications, so let's take a look at what the course contains. Starting off with the SIM Foundations course, the introduction covers the overall IBM QRadar ecosystem. It shows you how it's anchored at the center of overall security immune system, and it's essential to showing you how the ecosystem aims to consolidate all events and flows into single points for processing and interpretation to determine threats. It also helps you to understand what is lacking in your QRadar environment and gives you a very good overview of how it would work. You would then move on to understanding the architecture of the IBM QRadar ecosystem. By learning how these central security intelligence components are designed to take in and process log events and flow data, you'll be better equipped to holistically work as a security analyst. So in this unit, we would start at the functional architecture level and explain how IBM QRadar was designed as a modular security intelligence solution from the ground up. After taking a look at the modular design, its extensible and deployment pattern, you closely examine the components architecture so that the analyst would understand how data is ingested and processed. When the analyst later examines bits and pieces of the larger incident investigation, the architectural understanding can substantially be enhanced for the capability and fast analysis. From there, we would move on to the user interface of the QRadar SIM as your workbench to gain visibility into your environment from a security perspective. So the interface teaches you how to operate the interface, such as pausing and refreshing the displayed data, changing your password, and accessing help. Further into the interface, QRadar correlates events and flows into an offense, and it assumes suspicious activity. This unit teaches you how to investigate the information that is contained in an offense. The investigation of an offense usually leads to the investigation of events that contributed to the offense. This unit will teach you how to find, filter, and group events in order to gain critical insight about the offense. You'll also learn how to create and edit a search that monitors the event of suspicious hosts. You would then move on to asset profile for offenses. Curator SIM stores security relevant information about the systems in your network in asset profiles. This unit will teach you how asset profiles are created and updated and how to use them as part of your offense investigation. Still on the topic of offenses and flows, Curator SIM correlates flows into an offense if it determines suspicious network activity. So this unit will teach you how to investigate the flows that contribute to an offense and also learn how to create and tune false positives and investigate superflows. Curator makes use of rules and building blocks, and these test and correlate incoming events, flows, and offenses in Curator SIM for indicators of an attack or policy violation. Building blocks are used as variables in other rules or reports. Unlike building blocks, rules can perform an action or response if they evaluate to true. In this unit, you would learn the significance of rules and building blocks and how to locate and understand their tests, actions, and responses. In Curator, the network hierarchy reflects your environments from a security perspective. This unit will teach you the significance of the network hierarchy and how many ways that Curator SIM uses it and displays this information. You would then make use of the searches, leveraging indexing and data aggregation. And that's exactly what this unit would cover. It's all about indexes and aggregated data. When we look at the dashboard, Curator SIM displays the dashboard tab and is customizable. Items on a dashboard display information about your activities in your network, and the items enable you to focus on specific areas of interest. You can customize and add new items and dashboards. This unit teaches you how to navigate and customize the dashboards. Finally, we move on to reports. So reports condense data to statistical views on your environment for various purposes, in particular to meet compliance requirements. This unit will teach you how to generate the reports using predefined templates and create report templates for your organization using filters. Once you move on to filters, and filters limit a search result to the data that meets a condition of applied filters. So use the filters to look for specific activities or to view your environment from the various angles. So this unit will teach you about some of the many available filters in Curator. If you want a more flexible approach, Curator makes use of aerial query language or AQL to retrieve stored data to be more flexible and interactive build searches. This unit teaches you how to build and use AQL. Before taking this course, you would have to have knowledge of the general IT infrastructure, security fundamentals, Linux administration, Windows administration, TCP networking, and syslog. This course is foundational, however, we've seen great growth in learning about Curator's general use and setup through the Foundations course. We would then move on to the advanced course, and this course is designed for an advanced Curator administrator in the DevOps space, focusing on managing and enhancing the runtime environment of the overall Curator intelligence deployment. Starting with the creating of new log source types, Curator ships a long list of supported log sources. However, many organizations have deployed systems and sensors for which Curator's log sources is not available. In this case, custom log sources can be defined. In this unit, you would learn how to obtain and analyze sample raw events from your non-supported log sources in their original format. You would then create new log source type using the DSM editor, where you configure property passing. Finally, you would create new events categorization and mapping, as well as custom properties. Using data collections allow you to store and manage business data that you want to correlate against the events and flows in your IBM QRadar environment. You can add business data or data from external sources into reference data collections, and then use the data in the QRadar searches, filters, rules, test conditions, and rule responses. So in this unit, you would learn how to choose the right reference data collections, along with how to manage and use them within QRadar rules. Once we move on to the introduction into custom action scripts, you make use of the indicators of compromise or concern. So custom rules correlate events, flows, offenses, and other information. So custom rules use stateless, stateful, and function tests. If the custom rules engine evaluates a rule to be true, it executes its rule action and rule responses. So using the skills taught in this module, you would be able to develop custom rules. The custom actions in Curator provide the ability to execute scripted actions directly as a rule response for event flow and common rules. This capability allows a script to be executed on the console or managed host whenever a rule is triggered. So in this unit, you would also learn about the high-level steps needed to design and implement a custom action script, describe the use cases and requirements of a custom action script, and learn about the best practices for creating and troubleshooting them. We would then move on to anomaly detection. Anomaly detection aims to alert to threats that are undocumented and therefore cannot be detected by methods that monitor for well-defined indicators, such as threats that can be detected by monitoring for unusual volume of activities. Anomaly detection rules monitor for deviations from expected activities. So using the skills taught in this module, you would be able to develop anomaly detection rules. IBM Curator is one of the best SIM solutions in the world, and upskilling in this technology is essential for almost any security analyst out there. So you can feel free to ask any questions about what I just spoke about in the questions box, and one of the panelists will answer it. Let's move on to the Guardium training. IBM Security Guardium is a comprehensive data security platform that will help you to support compliance initiatives, privacy initiatives, and big data security projects, and a comprehensive data protection. You can use Guardium platform to analyze your data risk, protect critical data, and adapt data security to the changes in your environment. Guardium versions 11 takes the major step forward with intelligence and automation to safeguard enterprise-ready features and increase breadth of data sources. This course introduces students to the Guardium product and also provides processes, procedures, and practices necessary to configure Guardium to discover, classify, analyze, protect, monitor access to, and control access to sensitive data. This includes performing vulnerability assessments, data and file activity monitoring, masking, encryption, alerting, and quarantining functions. This is a 3-day course. Getting into the course content, this course is designed for database administrators, security administrators, security analysts, security technical architects, and professional services using Guardium. Before taking this course, make sure that you have the following skills: working knowledge of SQL queries for IBM DB2 and other databases, working knowledge of NoSQL type databases, working knowledge of Unix commands, the ability to use Unix text editors such as VI, and familiarity with data protection standards such as HIPAA, PCI, GDPR, and POPIA. Jumping into the course, you would start off with the Guardium architecture. In the architecture unit, you would learn how the components of Guardium work together to provide a holistic solution to discover, harden, monitor, and protect sensitive data. Guardium version 11 has many new features and enhancements, and this updated version provides a new and intuitive interface. The updated menu includes Guardium's security lifecycle view, which makes navigation to options very easy. The new UI can be customized on tools that you need the most. With this new release, you can also create and use dashboards to organize and manage your reports. The configuration and control commands cover many different configurations within the Guardium appliance. In this unit, you would learn how to navigate the interface, customize dashboards, and use the search feature. You'd also learn how to use the command line interface to perform basic system functions. You can use the power of Guardium related to individuals who perform data security functions and use the built-in user roles, which include admin and access manager to assign and delete roles to new users. In this unit, you would learn how to use the access manager interface to create and maintain user accounts and roles. We then move on to Guardium groups. And Guardian groups offer a powerful method to facilitate the creation of queries and policy rules. In fact, without using the use of groups, you might have to rely on conditional statements for queries and policy rules. So groups can also have one or many attributes, and members can belong to multiple groups. In this unit, you would learn how to build and populate the Guardian groups. You can use the Guardium interface to perform system administration tasks. In this unit, you would learn how to manage, configure, and monitor the system. In addition to viewing the system, this unit teaches you how to manage and archive data. Finally, this unit also shows you how to showcase crucial methods to archive, perform system backup, and use the catalog archive function to prevent running out of disk space, and also allow you to recover from a loss of the Guardium system. Guardium gathers a large amounts of information and data access from databases and file servers. So the information is passed and logged, but that's not really enough. You must also provide Guardium with a set of rules to describe what to do with the information. And this unit relates to these rules or policies. They tell Guardium what information STAP agents should send to the collectors and what actions should take place when the information is received. Guardium includes several tools that you can use to perform data security tasks, such as auditing, discovering vulnerabilities, and discovering databases. In this unit, you would learn how to use the built-in tools in Guardium, including the configuration auditing system, which is CAS, vulnerability assessment application, and database discovery to manage the systems, applications, and databases that are included in the business environment. You can also use the Guardium's compliance workflow automation tools to consolidate databases activity to monitor tasks and streamline your compliance process. In this unit, you would learn how to automate the processes involved in preparing compliance information for distribution and review. This process includes creating compliance workflow, distributing the workflow to designated reviewers, and creating a report. You can use Guardium File Monitoring Activity, or FAM, to keep track of the files on your servers. FAM capabilities include finding files, which is known as discovery, classifying the files, and monitoring the activity of files. You can use security policy rules to monitor and collect file-related information. And in this unit, you also learn how to locate file entitlements and classification data. You also create policies that log file activity and block access to files. So I'll now hand over to Dylan now, who will give you a brief walkthrough of other IBM security courses that we are able to offer. Over to you, Dylan.
So thanks for that, Tristan. Thank you very much. So guys, so we have a few other courses that we're able to offer relating to IBM Security. These being IBM Access Manager Platform Foundations, Identity Governance and Intelligence Foundations, and then lastly, Security Identity Manager Foundations. So the Security Identity Manager is an automated and policy-based solution that manages user access across IT environments. But what it does is it helps drive effective identity management and governance across the enterprise by using things like roles, accounts, access permissions, and the like. What it also does is it helps automate the creation, modification, and determination of user privileges throughout the entire user lifecycle. So the SIM helps increase user efficiency, it reduces IT admin costs, it enforces security, it manages compliance, so it is very intricate. What the course provides is the foundational skills necessary to configure, administer, and accomplish the major business functions provided by the identity manager. So what the solution is, it's identity governance and intelligence. And like I was saying, it's an actual network appliance that is integrated into a governance solution. And what it does is employ business-centric rules like activities and processes. It also empowers line of business like the auditors and the managers, and especially the risk managers, to govern access and evaluate regulatory compliance across applications and services. Tristan, you can hear me correctly, right? All well, right?
Yes, I can.
Cool. So what the course covers is things like describing the components of IGI, or Identity Governance and Intelligence. It also assists or shows you how to manage IGI using the Access to Governance Core, or AGC. So it describes the key players as well as the resources, as well as the considerations that must be accounted for. Yeah, so especially for when you are planning an IGI deployment. So basically what it does is it describes how data is loaded when using the bulk data loading process, identity brokerage adapters and enterprise connectors as well. And then it also describes how to create readable high-level business roles from lower-level permissions and IT roles using both the top-down role definition approach as well as the bottom-up approach. And it does this using advanced role mining tools within the IGI. And then, excuse me, then it puts this into puts these roles into actual production. So it'll also teach you how to create and manage segregation of duties, sensitive access violations and risk mitigations. And then it'll probably, not probably, definitely describe each type of certification campaign within IGI, which includes configuring and running certification campaigns. Then lastly, what it covers is describing how the process designer module helps you design and define authorization processes, and then create, schedule, and run the customer reports, and demo how to assign report entitlements. Then moving on to the next one is SIM, so the Security Identity Manager Foundations. So this is an automated policy-based solution that manages user access across all IT environments, that helps to drive effective identity management and governance across the entire enterprise, or it should be. So by using roles, accounts, and the lack of access permissions, it helps automate the creation and modification as well as the termination of user privileges throughout the entire user lifecycle. So the SIM can help you increase user efficiency, reduce IT admin costs as well, enforce security also, and mainly manage compliance, which is obviously a very big issue at the moment due to, well, that favorite word of mine called POPI. So what this course enables is the skill and knowledge in areas such as being able to describe the value proposition of the IBM SIM, or Security Identity Manager. It discusses the architecture and deployment process. It discusses managing organizational structure like users and roles for each user. It describes how to upload users to the identity manager using the identity feed process. It discusses configuring services and policies for identity manager of endpoints, as well as configuring and automating resource provisioning. It talks about custom workflows and lifecycle operations. And what it'll teach you is how to implement reporting using default and or custom reports. So you can either do custom reports, or you can do default reports, or you can do both of them. Another thing that it covers is how to manage the access to the Identity Manager consoles and configure selective password synchronization, as well as manage logging properties. So as you can hear, the course is immensely in depth. So with that being said, before I put myself to sleep, let me quickly remind you that we offer over 600 courses relating to IBM, and we'd definitely like to help your organization reach those organizational goals. Also note that we've got a couple of upcoming webinars. The next IBM training webinar will be covering CloudPack, which is also extremely big at the moment. So once those dates are confirmed, we will be advertising on social media. So please follow us and make sure you keep up to date with all of our next steps. So just a little bit about CloudPacks very quickly, if you are interested in joining the webinar, which I'm sure you are. So what CloudPacks are AI-powered software for hybrid cloud that can help you fully implement intelligent workflows into your business to accelerate that digital transformation. So what a CloudPack does, or what the CloudPacks do, is they tap into the power of IBM Watson to apply that AI, or that artificial intelligence, to your business to predict and shape future outcomes, as well as automate complex processes, optimize your employees' time, create meaningful and secure customer experiences, which is very important to all of us. You know, we want to keep our customers happy. Pretty much it's the basic, sorry, not the basic, it's the future of hybrid cloud migration, and we would like for you to join the webinar, so please do so. And then the one webinar that we've got confirmed already is happening in about 2 weeks' time. Very exciting webinar. This is covering one of our solutions on the cybersecurity side called Reactor. And what we'll do here is we'll showcase some threat hunting and do some live ransomware mitigation demos. So it's very, very exciting, and you'll be able to see how the solution, as well as our engineers, chase down and kill ransomware. So that's also something that I urge you guys to please join. We'll be sending out communication. Follow us on social media again, and you will see a lot about this in the coming weeks. Guys, I really hope that this was insightful, and I think we'll be moving to the Q&A section now. I do see that there were quite a few questions already coming through in the Q&A section. Tristan, Ralph, can you confirm all the questions?
Yes, there are a few.
Cool. You want to go ahead and, yeah, go for it.
Okay, cool. One of the questions, does your training include identity access management? Yes, it definitely does. We do offer on all these security platforms. We offer training on most of the security platforms, which is Identity Access Manager platform, Identity Governance and Intelligence Foundations platform, and the Security Identity Manager. So we definitely do offer training on that.
Cool.
For exam codes, if you guys would require any of the exam codes, we are more than happy to supply to you. You can feel free to reach out to us on any of the details on your screen, and we'd be more than happy to assist you on the roadmap planning and even with your planning for examination. Yeah. For questions relating towards licensing of the products, we will definitely be able to refer you to partners. However, we provide the training for these technologies.
And what you can do, guys, is if you're not too sure where to go or who to ask, please reach out to us. We do have our contact details on the screen now, so please take a screenshot of that. Follow us on social media, get a hold of our email addresses or our contact numbers. We have advertised them everywhere. If you do have a question with regards to implementation, or just basically looking for a reseller, or to get in touch with somebody at IBM, we're not saying that we know every single person that works at IBM, but we know, I can guarantee we know hundreds of them. So please feel free to reach out to us and ask those questions, because if we don't have the answer for you internally, we will find that answer for you externally and get back to you.
Precisely. So we have a couple of other ones, which is what are my modality options for Guardium training? So you have the option of classroom-based training, instructor-led online training, or the self-paced virtual course. So you have different modality options for your Guardium training.
Let me ask the next one.
Sure.
Are you able to offer training such as systems as DB2?
Yes, we are. So we have many infrastructure or mainframe and systems courses for you to choose from. So as soon as you get in contact with us, or we will reach out to you after the webinar, and we'll definitely answer those questions for you.
Okay, perfect. I think this one is more pertaining to Ralph. What date is the next QRadar course, Ralph?
So we have our next Curator course coming up on the 6th of September.
Okay, cool. And the follow-up to that is, where can they find exam codes for the IBM QRadar courses? Actually, there's an add-on to that for the SIM fundamental analysis as well as the SIM fundamental administration.
So all the exams are provided through Pearson VUE.
Mm-hmm.
And we can provide you with a link to the exact exam that you're looking for.
Okay, right, okay. And then does the QRadar courses come in the SPVC module?
No, not at the moment. IBM hasn't released any SPVCs or WBTs for that. I think it has to do with the fact that they want you to have a trainer.
It is a quite in-depth course, or the two courses are very in-depth. So, yeah, I'd imagine. But I did hear that they're working on SPVCs. Am I wrong?
Yes, I also heard that they're planning on releasing some SPVCs.
We'll tell them to hurry up, Ralph. We've got questions here. Tristan, what is the process to book courses after this webinar?
Okay, so after the webinar, please email us with the course of interest, with the number of delegates that you would like on the course, as well as the preferred start date for the course, and we'd be more than happy to quote you thereafter.
Okay, cool. And then are you able to help anyone with IBM partner with, or sorry, not anyone, but an IBM partner with upskilling with compliance?
Yes, of course. So we offer multiple courses that will help you to upskill in the IBM technologies to keep you compliant with the partner program. So if you need to upskill in the technologies that you are selling currently, we would be more than happy to assist. I also see another question in the chat box, sorry, Dylan. Do you provide training for IBM CLM and ELM? Yes, we do. We do rational training as well as the engineering lifecycle training. So we are more than happy to help you with those courses.
Cool. Cool. And then Ralph, next Guardium course, when is that running?
We're planning on running that on the 20th of September.
Okay, lekker. Cool. And then do the courses come with badges?
So the IBM Guardium course does come with a badge.
Mm-hmm.
The Access Manager Platform Foundation does not come with a badge. The Identity Governance and Intelligence Foundations does come with a badge. And the Security Identity Manager Foundations course doesn't have a badge. And the QRadar courses do not have badges because they have certifications attached to them.
Yeah.
And Access Manager, Identity Govern. Okay, and that's all from my side for those.
And then obviously the delegates get a certificate of completion after each course from CRS, correct?
That's correct, yes.
Lekker. Any more questions, guys? Wait, one more. What are roadmaps, Tristan Govender?
Perfect. So this is the learning journey that you would follow to achieve your goal. So for example, if you wanted to completely upskill in QRadar, you would take the foundational course and advanced course that you would be able to certify in 3 certifications and completely be upskilled in QRadar SIM. So we would build the route that you would take for your goals to be certified or to even achieve certain badges.
Okay, lekker. Cool, man. I see a couple of more questions coming in.
Perfect. For technical questions, we'll be more than happy to answer them after this and loop in a partner for you guys to refer to as well. We're more than happy to.
Yeah, what was the question? I saw it come in, but I couldn't read it quick enough.
Okay. How does Curator collect Windows logs?
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we will get back to you on that one. What platform is used to validate the IBM certificates? So all the badges are verified on Credly, that you would be able to have a digital link to the to add to your social media.
And then the certifications are done through Pearson VUE.
Precisely.
Okay. Anything else, guys?
So there's one more question about IBM vouchers. IBM no longer accepts IBM vouchers for any of their training programs. They've moved away from that. And they are now doing an enablement for the partners. So if you have your IBM Partner World subscriptions, you go in there, you take a look at how much funds you've got, and whatever level you are, whether it's gold, platinum, silver, you have certain funds allocated, and you can redeem those funds with us to go on training. So that's how they've changed it from the voucher process. And we do have the full steps on how that works and how you can claim your money back from IBM.
So in other words, reach out to Ralph de Brain and ask him how to do it.
Yes.
Okay, brilliant.